Trust me. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. Obviously, you know, I didn't do enough to win, so I'm gonna make sure we do more than enough.
You call a heavy-handed fighter, but Jason, if you watch this fight, you will see a guy that's very slick, who's very confident, and this is the dynamic I think all of us did not take enough account into. Tank is from the DC, Baltimore area, as is Lamont Roach. They have sparred together, they've had amateur bouts together, and when I spoke to Lamont, when there were rumors about this bout, he told me flat out, he goes, Steve.
There was a lot of people in boxing that were saying that this is a really tough fight. Like, Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, like, even the day before, I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was.
The tension between Davis and Roach is reaching a boiling point as their August 16th rematch draws near. Recently, the trash talk escalated from mere hype to deeply personal shots. During their latest face-off, Tank lunged forward and shoved Roach in front of everyone, cameras, promoters, and guards, as if proving a point. Now, with rumors swirling that Davis may be ducking the fight and Shocker refusing to take sides, the division feels like it's hanging by a thread. Let's dive into what's happening.
Sometime August, September. Are you currently in training camp right now?
I actually leave out for camp next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
How you feeling going into the rematch, Shane?
Like a champ, like I'm supposed to. I've been in the gym, I've been ready. Time to ramp it up, kick it in gear, and get right to work.
I'm asking you a quick question about the fight. The first fight with Tank. What did you see in that fight that can help you propel into the next fight?
I saw all I needed to see in that first.
Their first meeting ended chaotically, but the post-fight drama turned out to be even wilder than the bout. Gervonta Davis retained his WBA lightweight title after a majority draw, though many fans and experts thought Roach had won. The most shocking part, Davis went down on one knee in the 9th round. He said it was from hair grease burning his eyes, but Roach saw it as something bigger, a crack in Tank's mental armor.
Because you know, he worked with other coaches, so you know. Yeah. But I do know how the fight will be different. The rematch.
With a different strategy.
Yeah, I can't speak on it, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be different. Way different.
See, you're smiling and you're excited about it, and you can tell that that's like a coaching thing. You know that a lot of the fans, they tend to.
This time, they'll settle everything toe-to-toe and prove who the better fighter truly is. Roach hasn't let up, challenging Davis to show heart instead of just running his mouth. He's being brutally honest. Roach believes Davis is hiding flaws. When TMZ asked if Tank feared him, Roach responded, "I won't say he's scared of me, but he's afraid of being embarrassed. That's the issue." To Roach, it's not the danger that haunts Tank, it's the shame.
To Roach too. How do you think this plays out the second time?
You know, Davis is supposed to step up and show the level that he's on.
Right.
And I always say this about boxing. Boxing does itself a disservice by not promoting both sides. And you did a better job promoting Lamont Roach. People would have expected that fight to be what it ended up being. It was a good boxing match.
Right.
And in a lot of ways entertaining for multiple reasons. But, you know, I think if anything, we know that Lamont is on the road to Tank Davis. Now it's time for Tank to elevate.
Roach has stayed aggressive since March. He even posted receipts, claiming his side signed the rematch deal long ago, implying Davis is the one stalling. If you mean pushing, Roach wrote, "My contract been signed for this rematch, only. Reason we're not fighting is you scared." Tank's camp stayed silent until that shove at the press conference exploded everything. This isn't just a build-up, it's now personal.
Tank Davis, in his recent post, is trying to let the world know he's going to be a completely different fighter. And as you see here, he's posting his black Nike boots. Now, technically, we usually say when you have Nike Air Force Ones, the black ones, that means some sort of bad energy. You're going to bring it. It's a thugging thing. And he's showing the Nike boots and saying it's time. He's going underground, and Lamont Roach got to.
Even boxing regulators had to step in. At one point, the WBA almost suspended Tank over accusations of stalling the rematch. A champion avoiding a rematch after a draw. That only gave Roach's claims more weight. But despite all the tension, the date's now confirmed, August 16th in Las Vegas. It's official.
How you feeling going into the rematch, Shane?
Like a champ, like I'm supposed to. I've been in the gym. I've been ready. Time to ramp it up, kick it in gear, and get right to work.
I'm asking you a quick question about the fight. The first fight with Tank. What did you see in that fight that can help you propel into the next fight?
I saw all I needed to see in that first fight. Trust me. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. Obviously, I didn't do enough to win, so I'm gonna make sure we do more.
Outside the ropes, Roach is already eyeing future fight Sands, saying it loudly. After I beat Tank, I'm facing whoever wins between Haney and Norman. That's that. I'm not repeating myself. Roach declared online. Clip it, post it, whatever. For someone seen as the underdog, it's a bold move. But Roach doesn't care. He's trying to write the next chapter before this one ends.
I think it's going to be it's going to be a chess match. So I think Tank going to come in. I think his footwork is a little bit better than Roach. I think his movement, stuff like that, is a little bit better. So I think, if he, get Roach out of his rhythm, kind of get him off balance, Tank gonna get him out of there. Not saying Tank can't knock him out now. Don't get it twisted now just because he didn't knock the dude out or whatever. No, don't think he can't. Like I said, I get Roach's props, man. Nothing bad to say about the guy. He
Haney's not thrilled. Sources around him say if he beats Norman, he's chasing bigger names, maybe a Garcia rematch or a showdown with Teofimo. Roach may be slick, but he lacks that breakout star appeal fans crave. And without co-power at 135, pay-per-view potential is low. Even Saudi power broker Turki Al-Sheikh hasn't shown interest in pushing Roach to 147.
The reason why I say this fight needs to happen again because both fighters have something to prove. I just saw a tweet from Gervonta Davis saying that he was going to activate the rematch. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Would I like to see this fight happen? Yes, I would like to see a fight happen again because I think that the next fight is going to be a whole lot better. And I think the next fight is going to end with somebody being on the canvas, in my opinion. But I think that Lamont Roach, I want to give a shout out to Lamont Roach for putting up such a amazing performance. We've never seen anyone stand there toe-to-toe with Gervonta Davis.
Analysts say Roach moving up to weight classes is risky business. He's scrappy, no doubt, but power's never been his thing. Facing a natural puncher like Norman Jr., that could get ugly fast. Roach has got technique, but taking the kind of bombs that floored Norman's past foes. That smells like a mismatch and fans aren't buying into the hype yet.
Didn't give me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not gonna lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that.
Still, Roach owns the spotlight. Tank stands in front of him again, and Roach wants to prove that March wasn't luck. That strange 9th round moment wasn't minor, it shifted momentum. Roach had only flicked a jab, yet Tank dropped and stared. At his corner, he blamed hair grease, but there was no timeout, no knockdown call, no penalty. Fans say that changed everything. The draw angered many, and only this rematch can fix it.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't give me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie.
But that wild presser flipped the script completely. Davis didn't look composed or confident. That shove didn't seem planned. It felt intense and emotional. That split second altered everything. Roach didn't react. No pushback. His team focused on the bigger picture. They see cracks forming in Tank. The quiet, missed interviews. Sudden anger, it looks like Davis is breaking down right before our eyes.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, the rematch is on. Lamont Roach fought a perfect fight. Gervonta didn't look so great. In the rematch, Gervonta can do a lot more better. Roach can't. Gervonta may win this one.
Looking ahead, Roach doesn't want chaos again, just the fight on August 16th. Even though Davis hasn't signed yet, that unsigned deal lingers like a dark cloud. Roach insists his team is all set, but Tank's silence and mixed signals have People questioning if he truly wants this fight. Fans watch him go from quiet to explosive and wonder, is he all in? Or is someone else pulling the strings?
He loves to come there and entertain the fan. He's not there to play around. He's trying to smoke you. That's what life's supposed to be about. Roach is not just your average everyday opponent. Roach is a person who knows Tank, who's been around Tank his whole life. This is a different fight. You can't put Roach to the side like that. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to win the fight. I don't know that. But Roach cannot be this underrated like that. You understand? You got to understand that Roach came from basically the same ecosystem as Tank came from. Roach is a very formidable opponent. So I'm not going to talk about none of that till we get by Roach, because what I'm telling you about the other stuff don't really mean.
When it comes to fear, Roach thinks there's something there. He's not calling Tank a flat-out coward, but he says the fear of being exposed is very real. I wouldn't say he's scared of me as a man, but he's scared to get embarrassed. That's his issue. Roach keeps hammering that word embarrassed. He doesn't believe Davis fears pain. It's public shame that's eating away. A loss here could destroy the best lightweight talk for good.
I think Gervonta had a bad night. I look for a tough fight in the next fight, but I still see Gervonta winning. I think Gervonta will win in a little easier this time. But Roach is a heck of a fighter. He's going to give everybody a hard, anybody that fights is going to give a hard time. But I do think that Davis had an off night.
I spoke to Eddie Hearn and he said he wanted to make the Shakur Tank fight straight away. Obviously now Tank's going into the rematch. That won't happen yet, but when it does happen, Eddie's still adamant that could happen.
And Roach isn't waiting on Tank to start bragging. He's already thinking past this fight. When someone asked about Canelo versus Crawford in September, he gave his answer, then spun it right back to his own plans. Roach is looking beyond Tank. He wants to stay among boxing's elite. He's even said that after beating Davis, Haney versus Norman is next. Some call it reaching, but people are watching. And that bold energy is drawing attention, even shockers.
How you think one coming up with
I
Tank
hope he
and
don't
Roach?
fight Lamar, actually. Like, I hope he don't get in the ring with him again. Because at the end of the day, if he lose, it's just going to look bad on the fight with me. So, it's going to look like somebody else already did it. I want to
You want Tank to knock you out, yo? I want to fight Tank, and that's nice, but why do you want Tank to knock you out so bad? Like,
look, that sound good. That sound real good, but she's too little.
Too little.
I promise you, too.
Talking to Co-Artist Sports, Stevenson said he's siding with Roach. Tank's a beast. Lamont's a beast. I hope I get the winner, he stated. I like Lamont in the rematch. For the record, Stevenson and Roach have sparred before. He helped me prep for Valdez, Stevenson recalled. I've seen how his style troubles Tank. Both guys are real fighters, this one's a true test. And as for Tank, Stevenson doesn't believe he's evolved at all.
People just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knocking him out, he probably feel like pulling the door that he lost and he didn't, or it was a draw. I feel like Tank was doing a lot of smart things in the beginning, moving a little bit too much, but I feel like he was still like frustrating him and things like that. And I think Tank did a good job. He looked sharp to me. And I don't know, people just be talking. At the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Were you surprised?
But while Roach, Haney, and Stevenson speak up, Tank posts odd, vague messages. On X, he wrote, "I don't care for boxing. Y'all can have the #1 spot." That hit hard, especially from a guy who built a brand on invincibility. Some fans even wonder if he's teasing. Retirement then came. We will visit that house in Upper Marlboro. Nobody knows what that means, but it doesn't sound like someone locked in for war.
Like the betting me that he gonna knock me out and stuff like that. That didn't go too well for him.
Did y'all bet?
Oh, we bet and we shook on it.
He paid up?
He changed his number.
Yeah,
Again, there's a high level of mutual respect for each other. Like I said, we bumped into each other plenty of times. Oh, more than the average boxer would see another boxer.
One fan clapped back, saying boxing doesn't need Tank anymore. Tank replied, lol. Boxing not entertaining enough without me, D. That says plenty. On one hand, it's cocky Tank always sees himself as the main event. But on the flip side, it sounds like he sees himself as bigger than boxing, even above fights he won't sign for. Fans aren't feeling it. Tank's only gone 12 rounds 3 times in 31 bouts. Sure, he hits hard. But that Roach draw, it exposed real doubts, and this rematch, he looks hesitant.
Going on in Tank's camp and, training with this person, training with that person.
Yeah.
Who has the edge heading into the rematch?
Neither one of them.
Lamont, you know what? I'm lying. 55-45, Lamont. Why? Lamont got the edge because he already did the unexpected. He was supposed to get knocked out coming up from 130, and not only did he not get knocked out, he performed and possibly won the fight. That's what some people believe. I thought it was a very close fight. I think, but after you asked me that question, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think Lamont do have a slight edge.
Roach kept the fire burning online. On X, he posted a Tupac clip yelling, "This guy's scared." Tank replied, "UAB. I can meet you at your son's school if you want." Roach didn't blink. "I can meet you at your CP2. Got your alias, Addy. It's gotten raw and personal. This isn't regular promotion. These two aren't just fighting for bragging rights, they've got real heat. No extra hype needed. This one's selling itself."
I want to see is the fight that the fans keep calling on, so that's why I'm saying it. But with him, it just seemed like, he on some little girl shit to where it's like he feel as though you chasing after him, or like I need him or some shit. Like, nigga, I don't.
While their feud grows nastier, other plans are shifting fast. That rumored Tank versus Jake Paul fight got canceled due to the Roach rematch clause. Paul told Ariel Helwani it was on the 1 yard line, but Tank had to settle business with Roach first. Paul shrugged it off. "That's boxing," he said. Then threw shade. "I never thought Tank was that good. I always saw flaws."
After Canelo, obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah, I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching it, he was a gigantic favorite.
And coming from someone still viewed by many as a YouTuber, that insult cuts deep. But Paul's following is massive and his words stick. If Tank destroys Roach, Paul's comment gets ignored. But if the fight's close, or worse, if Tank loses Paul's jab will sting more. Tank still has loyal supporters, but cracks are showing. Even Stevenson sounds tired. His tone with fight hype was frustration, not chase.
What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
You think you were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So,
did you really win 20 rounds?
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does it?
I'm done saying it 100 times. I still want the fight, but I'm not chasing a guy acting like a little girl. Stevenson snapped for him. This isn't about fame, it's about legacy. I don't need you. I'm already filthy. Rich, he added. The gloves are off now. Stevenson's tired of the runaround. He wants greatness, but not if it means begging. His pride is worth more than clout.
Like, he got a lot of boos from that. A lot of people wasn't really feeling that. Do you feel like he'll fight better than fight?
I think so, for sure. And, you had mentioned that they've known each other since childhood.
Yeah.
So maybe that had something to do with that first fight. But now they've fought, they've gotten that experience out of the way. So I think we're going to see both of them a lot more.
Way better, yeah, definitely.
And that's Tank's reality boxed in. Roach is signed and set. Stevenson wants the smoke, but won't beg. Jake Paul was nearly done, but the rematch blocked it. Through it all, Tank flips between silence and digital rage. What's really going on? Is it fear? Is it pressure? Or something else? Let us know what you think in the comments and hit that subscribe button for more fire.